Hello and welcome back to A Programmer Plays Master Key. We are continuing with the nonograms. Previously we had completed all the way up through 25, so I reckon we'll start with 26. If you're unfamiliar with what nonograms are, a quick explanation. We have a grid represented here. This one is 12 tall and, goodness me. This one is 12 wide and 9 tall. There are numbers across the left and top sides. That tells you how many squares are filled in continuous chunks. So we can look at these numbers and extrapolate out which pixels need to be filled in to create an image. So with all that said, let's get started. This is Nonogram 26. Right off the bat, looking for ones that are mostly filled in, we see this 10. So if it's 10 pixels wide, that means that there's only 2 pixels of wiggle room on here, so we know that all this has to be filled in. And then from that, we can extrapolate, okay, well, none of these can be filled in because the 2 could only reach 1 pixel above or below that line. Similarly, we can now extrapolate, okay, well, the 4 couldn't fit in here. So horizontal 4, no dice. And a horizontal 6 couldn't fit in here either. That's it for our extrapolation there. Except no, if we look vertically, we can see we've got a vertical 4. And yeah, we couldn't fit a vertical 4 into there. So that means that vertically, we have to cover at least this pixel, because that's the highest, the highest that the 4 could fit. The lowest that the 4 could fit would also fill in that. So now extrapolating from that, we've got a horizontal 2 that has to be here. That has to be here. Hitting the wrong buttons. Since we've got that, that now gives us actually a lot of information. We've got this vertical 2. Vertical 2 couldn't reach down to here, couldn't reach up to here. That's actually great news because that tells us a lot about the ones there that we would otherwise not know. We also can see this horizontal 3 has to be filled in here, which gives us everything that we need to know about this vertical 2. Because of that being X, we now know that the horizontal 6 can't be here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And these 3 pixels have to be filled in, because if the horizontal 6 is as far right as it can be, it would be to here. And if it's as far left as it could be, it could only go to here. So that then, you sort of see the pattern of how we go horizontally and then vertically, and then horizontally and then vertically. We can see we've got all of these vertical 2s that we can go ahead and block out right there. And that actually, okay, so that's super informative because we know that this is part of a 3. There has to be a space between it and the next 3, and we couldn't fit a 3 here. So the next 3 has to go here, and that means that this one can't reach over to here. Which then tells us, again, sort of the alternating thing, we know that we've got a 2 at the bottom of this one, so it has to be here, and it has to be here. We've also got a vertical 2 on this row. Because of that, that now tells us our 6 has to be here, which means that our vertical 2 has to stop there, and our horizontal 3 has to be there, which does give us boundary for our verticals, and we could have already figured this out, but our vertical 4 there. Now, we've got a vertical 4 here, that has to be there, and we've got a horizontal 1, so that blocks that off, and a horizontal 6. Now, the 6 can't go any farther left, so we know exactly where it is. That has to be blocked off there. That gives us our 6. We've got a vertical 3 here, so that has to be there. Wonderful. We've got a horizontal 4, so that's going to have to come to at least here. Similarly, we've got a vertical 3 here and here, so those have to be blocked off. That's great news for us. We've got a horizontal 8. So at the least 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. There's 1 pixel of wiggle room that we still might involve. Know that these can't have anything there. Great. Okay, so this is interesting. Looking at our vertical 1, 1, 2, we know that this pixel can't be filled in because then it would be a 3. So that has to be blocked off there, which gives us our 2, and that fills up our 10, which we could have figured out already, but didn't. So now that gives us a lower edge for our vertical 2 here. We've got this horizontal 4, so we know that this can't reach to there. That also gives us the rest of our 8. 5, 6, 7, 8. There we go. Don't know which side the rest of this 4 goes on. Could go either way. We've got vertical 1, so this has to be blocked off, which means that this row, there's only 1 pixel left that it could be in, so this has to go there, which means the vertical 2 here has to go there. This has a horizontal 1, so this has to be X'd out. We've got a vertical 4 here, has to go there. We've got a horizontal 1 that is filled in. We just have to demarcate where it's not. And so because of that, we now know that this 3 vertically has to go there. It means our horizontal 4 is already complete, which means that our vertical 4 here has to go there, and we can block that out. Similarly, we've got this horizontal 4. We know that it can't go in these 2 spots, so it's got to go here. And we've got these vertical 1s here and here, and that's the whole thing. A nice little cup of something. That is Nonogram 26. Moving right along to Nonogram 27. Excuse me. Alright, we are 11 wide, which means that we've got this 9 here that's got 2 pixels of wiggle room, so that gives us a lot of space. We've got a vertical 3, so that could be to here, but couldn't be anywhere on here. That's blocking off this horizontal 5. Let's see what else we can figure out. We've got another vertical 3, another vertical 3, and another vertical 3. All of those have to be filled in. And we've got nothing but 1s horizontally here, so this can't be filled in on any of those. Now, the remaining 1 could be on either side of this, so we'll leave it be. We've got a horizontal 7 here. That has to fill in these 3, which does tell us, actually, our vertical 3s. Can't be here, can't be here. Hey, thanks for the follow, Weed and Son. Appreciate it. We've also got a vertical 1 here, and a vertical 3 here, so that has to be like that, and that completes that row, which is great. We know that our 5 horizontally here has to be at least to here, and couldn't reach over to this, which also blocks off this spot from our vertical 2. Great. We've got a vertical 3 here, so that has to reach up to at least here. We've also got vertically 1, so we can go ahead and block that off. We know that that spot's done. Similarly over here, we've got a vertical 1. That one's done. We can also actually go a step further. This is a vertical 1, 2, 1. We've already got the 1. The only way that we can fit a 2 and a 1 in the remaining space is like that. So there we go. Horizontally, we've got a 1, so that blocks that off, which means that the vertical 1 here has to be here. That gives us a left edge on our 5. That completes that row. Looking vertically again, we've got a 1 that we can finish off right there. Let's see, what else can we extrapolate? Looking at this one, we've got a vertical 1, 2, 1. We know that the 2 is only going to fit here with one of the 1s there. The remaining 1 could be in either of these 2 spots, so that's fine. Looking horizontally, we've got both of our 1s filled in, so that completes that. This row we know is all 1s, so we can go ahead and block that off. This row is a 7, so we know that these have to be filled in. I clicked the wrong button. That actually completes that 7, so we can go ahead and block all of that off. That's great because that tells us that this has to be our 3 there, which means that these have to be the rest of that 3. We also know that we have to have the 2 here because the 2 couldn't fit here. That finishes this row off for us. Looking vertically, only 1 in this and only 1 in this, so that completes that, which means that the remaining pixel goes right there. Shopping cart. Alright, that's nonogram 27 done. On to nonogram 28. Alright, it's 12 wide and 13 tall. 12 wide does mean that we've got 2 pixels of wiggle room on this row right here, which doesn't help us a ton. We've got 3 pixels of wiggle room on this 9, and 5 pixels of wiggle room on the 7 here. Excuse me again. Alright, now we're getting somewhere. Vertically, we've got a 1 and a 5. The 5 would reach down to here, but couldn't reach down to here. We've got a 1, 2, 4. That has to be our 4, so it couldn't reach down to here. Doesn't really tell us much about the rest of it. For example, looking at this one, this could be part of the 2. This could be the 2 pixels filled in, or it could be part of the 3. We just don't know. These blockouts don't really help us. The 6 here, not really much use there. Looking at this 5, 2, so we could, if we had the rightmost arrangement, 1, 2, space, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. This pixel has to be part of the 5 no matter how we arrange it, because it could be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, space, 1, 2, or space, 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 1, 2. Doesn't really matter. The 5 overlaps itself in our most extreme positions. We also now are certain that these pixels are part of the 5, so the 5 couldn't reach down to here, which does help us out. It means that we can eliminate this pixel from being part of the 3. The 3 just wouldn't fit in that 1 pixel, which does give us a little bit more information, actually. It tells us that the 5 vertically has to come up to here. That means that we know for certain that this does not get used on this row because the 5 couldn't reach over. Unfortunately, that doesn't help us much because there's only 2 pixels in this column, but yeah, you know, we'll take it. Alright. Doesn't help us with our 6 there. Let's extrapolate a little bit on our 8, 2 vertically here. So 1, 2, space, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. We know that these have to be part of the 8. The lowest arrangement has them there. The highest, of course, would have them start here and end here. So you get a fair bit of information. That does tell us some stuff. We've got this horizontal 1, 2. The 1 might be right here, but it could be right here. Either way, this pixel can't be filled in. Same story right here. With this 2, we kind of flip it around. This could be part of the 2. In fact, it pretty much has to be part of the 2. There's not room for a 2 to be to the left of it, so we know that there's nothing here. That in turn tells us, looking vertically at our 2, there's not room for a 2 right here, so we can X that out. It means that we know that this pixel has to be filled in. Because the farthest left, that the 3 would have that pixel filled in, and going farther right, it would also have that filled in. Looking at this one, we've got horizontal 5 too. The 5 has to fill this in, which is good. That actually tells us more. So we've got vertically the 6 can't reach down to here. All right. What else can we extrapolate? Can't go any further on that. Can't go any further on that. Can't go any further on that. Can't do anything more with that. I am getting to the point where I'm not seeing any easy wins. I see it. All right. So we've got a vertical 5, 3. 5 can't fit in here. But 1, 2, 3 space. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. We can completely fill this one in, which is actually huge for us, because now that tells us that's where that 3 is, which completely blocks this off. That also tells us here with this 2, that pixel has to be part of the 2, so that blocks these off. Means that we know that this is a 1, horizontal 1 here, that's a horizontal 2, that's our horizontal 3, that's our horizontal 5, and our 10 is like that. We also can look at all of these verticals here. Vertical 5 can't be here, can't fit a 2 here, 2 here, 3 here, 3 here. You can actually go a step further. This vertical 5 here can't fit in these 3 pixels, so we can go ahead and X those out. The 5 has to cover at least those 3. And we love having edge pixels here, because that lets us say, all right, that's our 2, our horizontal 1, and our horizontal 1 right there. Looking vertically again, we know that this first 2 has to be there. Second 2 can't reach to here and can't reach to here. Looking horizontally, we know that we can't fit a 6 inside this 1 pixel, which means that we know that these 4 pixels up here have to be filled in, and because we've got a vertical 1 here, 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 and here, those all have to be blocked off. We can actually go a step further, because we know that our horizontal 2 can't reach to here. There's a few things that I feel pretty safe about assuming, but I'm not going to quite yet. We can expand this 9. We know that the 9 has to fill that pixel in, because it's just the one thing. And also we know that this has to be there, so we can go ahead and X that out, which does complete our 2 here. Which means that we can go ahead and X these off, because horizontally we can't reach. That gives us, complete our 4 here. We know that, yeah, this has to be our 3, which means that it can't reach down to there. This has to be our 3 down here, so that vertically can't reach to there. This is a vertical 2, so it can't use either of those pixels. Corroborates our 4 here. 2 has to be here, which means that we're done with the 2 there. This has to be there, 2 horizontally and also 2 vertically. Our 7 here, we've got a right edge for it, so we can finish that out. That tells us that our 8 here is done. That gives us another pixel of solidity on our 6. Excuse me. We've got our 5, 2 here horizontally, so this has to be the rest of that 2, which means that vertically our 5 has to fill in that space. We've got a completed row here, so we can go ahead and X all this out. There's a vertical 2 here and here, which means that those pixels have to be filled in, which completes this row. That means that we can't fit a vertical 2 here, has to be here. That completes our 6, which means that our 1 has to go here. This row is also complete. This is a 2 and a 2, and this is 3, which has to go there, which yields a ham. Delicious, delicious ham. All right. That was Nonogram 28. Let's move on to Nonogram 29. All right, 12 wide and 10 tall. I'm sorry, 13 wide. I can count. Well, that's great news for us because we can fill this in. Boy, sometimes my fingers just do not do what I want. And looking vertically, we've got our 3 there, so we know that none of these can be filled in. We've also got a 5, which means that those can't be filled in. Looking vertically, we've got a 9. Good news, because that only has 1 pixel of wiggle room. We've also got an 8, which has only 2 pixels of wiggle room, and another 9, which gives us all of that. Similarly, we can look at these other rows, or other columns, I'm sorry. This 4 can't reach to there. This 5 can't reach to there. This 3 can't reach to any of these. Also got a 4 here that can't reach very far. That really limits things down. Looking horizontally, we've got 5. Well, we've got just enough space there between those 2 pixels to make that work. Looking vertically, we know our 3 can't fit there, nor can it fit there. Looking at this row, we've got 3 1s, which we've already got, so we're Dunsky there. The only way for this to fit, 2, 1, 1, 1, 2, done. 3, 5, 3, well, okay, that actually only has 1 solution inside of a 13 pixel wide row, which goes like that. Beautiful. 171 doesn't have much. All right, so here we've got some 1s. We've only got 1s in that, so we know that those have to be blocked off. Okay, looking vertically again, 3, 1 on this column. This has to be our 3, so our 1 has to be here. That then tells us that this can't be filled in, which means that our 9 has to come up to here. This row only has 1, so that has to be blocked out. Which means that our 4 has to be here. Can't be anything there. Doing pretty much the same thing over here. We've got a vertical 3, so that has to be there, and a vertical 1, which completes the rest of our 1 here. We can also look at this vertical. We've already got the vertical 3 there and there. We've got vertical 5, which has to be there, and we've already completed our vertical 4. Same story over here. Oh. Do the inputs correctly. We need 1 more pixel on this row, and we've only got the 1 there, so that completes our 8. We have to complete our 9 here, which means that we're Dunsky there, and the last pixel goes right here, and we have a bat. Gosh, cleaning out my workshop this morning, and Ooh, it was rough on the old lungs to inhale that much sawdust. Excuse me. Alright, on to Nonogram 30. We are 14 wide and 14 tall. Good news, we've got some completely filled in rows. So we'll just go ahead and do those immediately. We've also got a 12, which means that there's only 2 pixels of wiggle room, so we'll go ahead and fill those in. And a 10, which has, of course, only 4 pixels of wiggle room. Similarly, that 10 here has 4 pixels of wiggle room. We've got a vertical 7, so 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Could not reach up to here. Similarly, this one could not reach up to here. Oop. Which limits our possibility space for this 10. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Still could go to here. So this can, hold on, did I miscount? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. There we go. I did miscount. I'm El Estupido. Alright. That fills that in, but that, before we go ham on this, let's extrapolate a little bit more. So, the 7 couldn't reach up to here, but 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 7 has to fill those in, no matter what. Similarly, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Right, great. So these might be filled in, they might not, we don't know. It's fine. But, good news, that gives us our 4s here. Horizontally, 4s. Means that we know that those aren't filled in, and we've got our horizontal 2s there. Those are filled in. There's lots of wiggle room for the horizontal 4 to fit in here, so we're not going to touch that. But we've got our verticals now that we can start completing, so that's a bunch of 5s all handled. That also is 6 pixels completed on this row. Means that we can go ahead and X all that out. Alright, so looking vertically, we've got a 5, 5. So this has to be part of the 5. And then same story right here, this has to be part of the 5. This is a continuous 10, so these have to be filled in. And that completes our 10, I believe. Yeah, nice. That means that these vertical 5s have to... Oh, nope, that's not a vertical 5. This is a vertical 5. Have to fill those pixels in. That gives us something of a left extreme edge for our 4s here, horizontally. Which gives us vertical 2. That has to be blocked in. I'm assuming this is a skull. By blocking that in, we now know exactly where the 6 is. This horizontal 6 has to go here. Gives us a bunch of information because we've got all these vertical 2s. We've also got a vertical 3 here and a vertical 3 here. Great, done. We can go ahead and block in our 5s here that we've now completed. Vertical 7, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So could be there. Same story over here. We know that we've got these horizontal 1s, so that's going to block those in. Beautiful. We've got a vertical 3, so that has to fill these in. Same story over here, vertical 3, which also completes our horizontal 2s and our horizontal 4s there. Horizontal 3s couldn't reach to here on either count. That completes that for us. So, alright, we know that those two have to be filled in because of that horizontal 4, which does complete these vertical columns, which is good. Not quite good enough though. Doesn't quite tell us where these have to be. Alright. This technically could be overlap. I pretty much know that this is like a vertically symmetric design. I'm not certain of it, but I feel it in my bones. But, okay, actually, no, I'm dumb. The solution's right there. Vertical 3, 5, we've got the top edge for our 5, so we know where the rest of the 5 has to go. Same story here, which means that we've completed this 12, which now means we've got this 7 complete and this 7 complete, which means that we know that our 3 horizontally there and there. Beautiful. With that complete, that now gives us our vertical 3 here and our vertical 3 here, which means that this has to be our 10, which gives us an upper edge for our 5s. That means that this pixel and this pixel have to be filled in to fulfill our horizontal 2s there. That gives us our vertical 1s completed. Nice. That means that our horizontal 4 has to go here. We've completed those columns, so we can X those in, which means that our 2s have to go here. And we're done. Okay, so it's not a skull, it's a coin, a cup, a bowl. At this resolution, it's hard to tell. Pot, maybe? All right. Let us continue on to Nonogram 31. Ooh, nice. All right, so this is 7 wide and 11 tall. We've got a 7 at the bottom here, which is great because that gives us a vertical 1s, vertical 2, vertical 1, 1s, and a vertical 5, which is great news for us because that gives us a left edge for a bunch of stuff. All right. With all of that in there, that means that none of this can be filled in. We've got a vertical 5 over here, which is gonna have to fill in these pixels. That gives us a right edge for this 1, this horizontal 3. There's only 1 pixel remaining for that horizontal 1. Same story right here. Looking at this vertical, we've only got 1s in it, so that has to be like that. We've got a vertical or a horizontal 1, 2. Couldn't fit a 2 in this 1 pixel. The 2 is going to have to fill that 1 pixel in. Nothing left in this vertical except for 1, so we'll go ahead and X that out. There's only 2 pixels left, so they have to be here and here. Got a horizontal 2, so that has to be there, and only 1 remaining pixel. Also, this is a 5 vertically, and there's only 1 pixel remaining there that we could put it into. Horizontal 3 has to go there, only 1 remaining pixel. This is a vertical 5 that has to go there. Vertical 5 has to go here. Done. Easy peasy. I don't know what I'm looking at. What am I looking at? Oh, it's a cash register as seen from the side. Cool. Alright, on to Nonogram 32. Alright, it is 13 wide by 12 tall. No, I'm sorry, 14 wide. I can count. Got a couple 14s here, so we'll go ahead and blank them in. 0 that we can go and blank out. We've got a 1, 1, 8 horizontally. So 1 space, so that's 2. Another 1 space, that's 4, plus 8 is 12. So that is going to eat up a lot of the space. 1 space, 1 space, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Yeah. There's only 2 pixels of wiggle room here, which means that the 8 has to cover these pixels. Looking vertically, we've got 3s all over here. If we filled in any of these pixels, they wouldn't be 3s, they'd be 4s. So we can go ahead and X those out and fill in these pixels. We also can just kind of extrapolate that this bottom is filled in because we've got a 12. There's only 2 pixels of wiggle room on that 12. So we could go ahead and complete these 3s as well. Alright. And we've got a bunch of 1s now on here, so we'll go ahead and X all this out. Interesting that it did it like that. Alright, we've got a vertical 2 and 2, which can only fit into this remaining space like that. We've got a 3, which is going to have to fill in this pixel. Similarly, this vertical 3 is going to have to fill in this pixel no matter what. Okay. Yes, can't figure out anything further about that or that or that. This vertical 4 here has to fill in this pixel. Like the lowest arrangement of it, let's say we had 1, 2, 3 space 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. There. That's our highest pixel in the lowest arrangement. Or if we had our highest arrangement, 1, 2, 3, 4. It's our lowest pixel on our highest. We know that we've got a horizontal 1, so we can go ahead and X that out. Doesn't help us a ton. Right. Oh, looking vertically, or horizontally, this is a horizontal 1. We've already got 1 pixel on there, so we'll go ahead and blank that in. That does actually help us, because that tells us that our 4 here has to be there. We can go ahead and X that out. That's narrowing the possibility space for this column. We're not quite to the point where we can do anything else, but we're close. This row is nothing but 1, so we can go ahead and say, hey, there's no pixel there, which is now more than enough for us to complete that vertical 3 there. I'm pretty sure. Yeah. No. Alright, so the only way that we could fit a 1, 1, 2 in there was like that, and then that gives us another 2. But we've got a little bit of wiggle room here with these remaining 1s. But looking vertically, we've got this vertical 1, 2, 3. This has to be our 1. Has to be first pixel. Same story here. This has to be a 1, and this column only has 1s. Not quite. Looking vertically, we've got a 3, 1, 3. This has to be our 3 there, which now tells us, all right, that's our horizontal 3 there, and our horizontal 3 there, which does complete this. Great. This column. The 1 could be either place there, anywhere in here. But going back to our horizontal 1, 1, 3, 1, 2, these have to be the ones. 1 space 1, 2. The 2 has to fill in this pixel. This is a vertical 1 there, so that has to be X'd out. Which does now mean one of our pixels has to be here. That is really tightening in our possibility space over here. The 4 couldn't reach down to here, and the 3 couldn't reach up to it. So we can go ahead and X that out. And that does give us a little more certainty now on our 8. Our 8 has to reach to at least here, which gives us our vertical 1. Will it help us with any of those? Alright, let's look at this vertical 1, 2, 3 again. We've got our 1 handled, so we've got to have 1, 2, space, 1, 2, 3, or 1, 2, 3, space, 1, 2. So our 2 is definitely going to cover this. The question now is, does the 2 come down to here or not? Are there 2 spaces between it and the 3? And if there are, that forces the 3 down, or the 3 might come up. That gives us a horizontal 1 that we can go ahead and close off. Which I think we can extrapolate. Yeah, we can extrapolate out from that. So we've got this vertical 1, 1, 1, 3. So there's our first one. So that means that we need 2 more ones and then the 3. So one of the 2 ones could go here. We have to skip over. That means that there's only room for 1 more 1 and then our 3 there. So that locks that in. That, in turn, lets us say, all right, our 12 can't reach to here, which gives us our vertical 3, finally. That means that we can X this out, because we've got that horizontal 1. It means that vertical 3 has to come down to here. It means that now we can X this out and say, all right, vertical 3 has to go there. Horizontal 1, this has to be X'd out. Vertical 2, horizontal 1, leaves only 1 pixel left there. Means that we can X this out. We need 2 more 1s between our horizontal 3 and 1 here. They can only be arranged like that. Vertically, we've only got 1s left in here. We can go ahead and X those out. We need another 1 in here, so we can X that. We can fill that in and X this out. Which means that we now know that our 1 horizontally has to go here. That also completes our 1 vertically. The 2 could still go on either side here, but let's see if we can't do a little extrapolation over here. We need another 1 between this 1 and this 8. Has to go there. Means that our 8 has to be completed there. Vertical 1 closes that off. We need 3 1s, and there's only enough space for 3 1s like this, which now gives us our vertical 4, means our horizontal 2 has to go there, means that this pixel has to be filled in, and one of these pixels has to be filled in, and it has to be this one. Woo! We got a flower pot. I think that's what that is. Yeah, nice. Alright, on to Nonogram 33. Alright, we've got 11 tall and 11 wide. Do we have anything that even comes close to spanning it? No. Alright, so 9, 11. So 1, 2, 3, space, 1, 2, 3, space, 1, 2, 3. That's our starting point. Ooh boy. For a moment I was like, oh no, this one's gonna be really hard. That lets us complete out this column and close out a lot of this column. Same story over here. Only one vertically in this column, and there can only be 3 in this column, so we can go ahead and X a lot of that out. That doesn't actually tell us that. Okay, this is now quite tricksy, actually. Okay. Here's what I'm thinking. Vertical 3, 3, 1. So if we had 1 space 1, 2, 3, that wouldn't work. You could not have lowest possible arrangement. So there has to be 1 space space 1, 2, 3, or space 1 space 1, 2, 3, or something along those lines. So the other 3 has to be above this pixel right here, which means 1, 2, 3, or space 1, 2, 3. So these 2 need to be filled in, is what I'm getting from that. 1, 2, 3, space 1, 2, 3. Same story with this. Okay, that actually is quite useful because that then lets us X out this 1 as a horizontal. 2 space 1 space 1. We don't know yet if this pixel is standalone or part of that 1, 1, 2, but either way, we'll figure it out eventually. Given that this is filled in, we know that the 3 can't reach to here or here, which tells us, all right, this vertical 2 can't fit in here nor here. That's good news. Not the best. So 1, 2 space 1, 2. No, space 1 space. Okay, damn, that's unfortunate. Can't really make any more deductions. 1, 2 space 1 space 1, 2. Wait. Damn, not quite. All right, but looking horizontally here, we've got a horizontal 2, 1, 2. There's only one way that that fits in the remaining spaces. That's great, because that gives us some vertical limits for our 2, 1 there, and our 2, 1 there. That then tells us, okay, there can't be anything here because of these horizontal 2s. Which then gives us a little bit more here. We've got vertical 1, 1, 2. We can fit one of the ones here, but we can't fit the other one here. So this has to be one of those ones. And then same story right here. And then down here is where the 2 is somewhere. Bunch of 1s here. Okay, but because we know that this can't be filled in, that tells us an upper limit for that 3. That's great, because that then lets us eliminate all of that, which lets us put in... No, it doesn't. because this would be the first one. I'm betting this is a symmetrical design, but it's possible that it's not. So, okay, the 3 could be anywhere on there. Could be anywhere there. I've kind of coded myself into a corner here where I'm not sure I can do anything without like just making some guesses. I kind of think I'm at guess making stage. Actually, no. Okay, here we go. Big brain time. We've got a vertical 2, 2. So this is part of the 2 and one of these 2 pixels. If it was this one, then this would be a blank. Couldn't fit a 2 right here. If it was this one, then we couldn't put a 2 here because then it'd be a 3. So we can X that out. Same story right here. That now means that horizontally 1, 1, 1. There's only 3 pixels left. Has to be there and there. That means that we can X this out and this out because the 3s won't reach. That also gives us our 3 completed there. Now means that we know that the 2 has to be here and here on the horizontals. That means that it can't reach down to here. Same story here, which means that the 3 can't fit here or here. It has to be here. That gives us our vertical 1 right there. Our 2 horizontally has to be here and here, which gives us our 2 vertically right there and right there. That leaves us with only 1 pixel here and 1 pixel here, which completes our 3 there and there, which lets us complete our 2 here and here, which completes our 2 vertically here and here. Means that this has to be our 3 there. Our 2 verticallys couldn't reach to there, which means that they have to horizontally be there. We still need the 2 vertically here, so that has to be there and there. And we need so here and here. Bam! It's like a ice effect, a shimmer. It's a little strange looking, actually. Maybe that's the morning star? Alright, one more. This is Nonogram 34. Alright, right off the bat, we've got a 0, so I'll go ahead and X that out. Great. This is 12 wide and 14 tall, and we've got a 12 here, so that goes ahead and fills that in. Beautiful. Got an 8, which means that there's 4 pixels of wiggle room on our 8. Those are definitely filled in. We've got another 8 down here, so we can go ahead and fill those 4 in. Another 8 here, fill those in. Cool, that's done with that. Now, vertically, we've got a 4 and a 5. Because we've got this break here, that gives us lower edge for our 4. Completely fills in our 5. We've also got a vertical 5 here and here. Know that those have to be filled in. And the 5 couldn't reach to either of those spots. We've also got a vertical 5 here, vertical 5, 2, 5. So this has to be the first 5, and then these have to be filled in for the second 5. And actually, that completely fills in that row, or column. Come on, brain. Good, because that then gives us some boundaries for this 4. 4 couldn't reach to there or to over there. we've got a vertical 3, 2, 5. We couldn't fit a 3 space 2 here, so this has to be our 3. And similarly, we could have already inferred this is a 3 that's blocked out. It's also a 3 horizontally there, so we can block that out. So, the only way to fit the remaining stuff is like that. Beautiful. So that gives us our horizontal 4 completely blocked in there. Also just go ahead and block those out because that's our bottom 5s. We can extrapolate that our horizontal 3s here have to be there and there. Good stuff. We've got some horizontal 1s that have to be there because the only way to fit these 3s is like that. And the 2s we know have to be covering up at least that part. That then lets us complete out these columns. They're Dunsky. Which now means that we've got a completed 8, completed 4, we've got a vertical 1, 2, so that's got to be the 1 there, and the 2 couldn't reach to any of this. Story over here. And also just go ahead and complete our 8 horizontally there. Vertically, this column starts with a 2, so that has to be closed off there, and ends with a 1, so that has to be closed there. Same story here. We can complete this 8 as well. Beautiful. That completes our vertical 3 there, and our vertical 3 there, which means that this has to be where our 2 goes. And so, got a vertical 1, 3, 2, 1. Oh, 2, sorry. Vertical 3, 2, 2. So that has to be one of the 2s. This has to be the other. This has to be our 3. Boom. Nice little wizard guy. Alright. And you know what? For good measure, let's do one more. Nonogram 35. Alright, this one is 13 wide by 13 tall. We've got a couple of 13 horizontal rows here, so we can go ahead and fill those in. And there's only 2 pixels of wiggle room on this 11, so we can go ahead and do that. Looking vertically, we've got a 7, 3. Well, we know that pixel couldn't be filled in because then it wouldn't be a 3, so that gives us that. Also, this horizontal 11, go ahead and fill that in. And that actually tells us what we basically just said. Have to X all of these out to give us our 3s. Goodness, I hate it. Okay, got a 1 that has to be blanked out, a 2 has to be blanked out, 1, 1, 1, 1. The way that this is rendering, I find slightly weird, but it's fine. We've also got this vertical 7 here, 4, 5, 6, 7. Same story right here, another 7. We can look at our horizontal 2 and say, all right, it can't be there. We've got a bunch of horizontal 1s, so we can go ahead and X these out. I got overexcited there. That's our 2 there. We can't fit another 2, so this has to be one of our 1s, which means that this has to be our other 1. Now means that this has to be where a 2 is. Beautiful. So our 3 could come up to here, but then we've got to have a 5. So space 1, 2, 3, 4. But the 5 could come down, so. Yeah. So there we go, which then tells us that these can't be filled in, which tells us that can't be filled in. We've got a 7 over here, so this has to be filled in as part of the 7. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Go ahead and block this out. Because we've got that vertical 1, 1, 3, but also because the 1's here. We know that this is at least one of the ones. Probably the other one is right here, but theoretically we could get a 1 here. But maybe not actually, because we need to fit 2 3s in here. 3 space 1, 2, 3 space 1. Okay, yeah. There's actually only one way to fit all of that in this space, so that's gotta be like that. That gives us our 5 completed. Nice. I think that actually hands us our 5 over here. Don't know where our 3 is vertically, but could be anywhere. There we go. We know where our 11, and that also tells us more, because that gives us our 3 there. X this out, and that gives us our 3 there, which means that we know that we have to X those out to complete our 11, which means that we know that we have to fill these in to complete our 1s. Beautiful. We know that this is a 1, and we know that that's a 1, and we know that that's a 1, so we can X all of that out. We know that this is a 1, and we've completed this column, so we can go ahead and close that out. We've got a 4 and a 1 that still need to go into this column. So if we said the 1 goes here, space 1, 2, 3, 4, those have to be X'd in. Have to have a space between our 7 and our 1. Only leaves us 1 more space. There's only 1 pixel on this row. We've completed this column. The 2 has to be somewhere in here. Can't be here because we've completed this column already. Also completed this column already. Means that has to be here. Means that we've completed our 4. Means that there has to be a 1 here. No. Means that there has to be a 1 here. Made a little bit of a mistake there, but that's okay. It was worth it for this kitchen sink. Oh. Hello! Welcome in! So yeah, that's Nonogram 35.